want to share it, there we go. If you want to share it with other folks, we'll send an email out to you after the demonstration here with the link to where the recording is. All right, so let's get going here. As I mentioned, I'm Chris Hansen. I'm the co-founder and CEO of the Data Bank. We are a small software company based in St. Paul, Minnesota. We've been around for quite a long time. I've been involved in nonprofit and technology work for, oh geez, almost 40 years now. So a long time. I've seen a lot of things come and go over time, a lot of changes. And I have to say that this artificial intelligence, this AI stuff is one of the most exciting changes that I've seen since really the emergence of the internet back in the 90s. This is really a game changer for pretty much everyone. And we're going to show a little bit of the capabilities of this, just sort of touching on it here today. So we mentioned we started in 1998. We've been an innovative company for our 23, 24 plus years here. We were one of the first companies in the world really to build a web-based fundraising management system. We've done some other innovations over the years. And one of the benefits, honestly, of being a small company is that we can innovate. And you'll see that most innovation in the technology really happens with small companies, not the large companies. There's a number of reasons for that. But we feel like we've been able to stay on top of these innovations by remaining a small company. So we have two main products, and this is just a little bit of a sales pitch here. There are a couple of data bank clients here on this call as well. We offer a nonprofit CRM system. Here you see an example of the various types of things that our clients will do with our CRM system. One of the things that sort of separates us from some of the other CRM companies out there is that we do a lot of custom configuration and custom development work for our clients. So we like to say that every system that we put together is really built specifically for each of our clients' needs. So that's our CRM. We also have a multi-channel communications product called Power Connect, where you can send out multi-channel communications. This would be something that would be similar to if you're using Constant Contact or MailChimp, or some of those email specific tools out there, an alternative to those that would not only has email, but also has, as you see here, text messaging, voice broadcast, mail merge, and some other channel functionality. So if you are interested in either of those products, please get a hold of us and we'd be happy to talk with you about that. I also should mention that all of your microphones have been muted. If you have questions as I'm going along here, please use the chat function. Myself or my colleague Patrick, who is on this demo as well, will be happy to answer those as we're going along or at the end as well. All right. So let's go in here and talk about dBot. And what is dBot? dBot is a AI bot that we developed using the GPT-4 API. And with dBot, you're going to be able to use it for things like writing draft copy, taking copy maybe that you've written for an email or maybe a website or a blog post, and having dBot actually edit that copy, checking for spelling errors, those types of things, maybe recrafted in some other type of language. You can also have it create images, graphics, those types of things. You can use it for research. And honestly, you can use it for things that we probably haven't tried it for. All of us are pretty new at this technology. And so we're kind of learning as we go along here as well. All right, so a little more specifics about dBot. And I don't know if you've spent any time looking at this whole world of dBot. There's a question, how does this differ from chat? It really doesn't. This is a chat bot. So if you've used Chat GPT, or if you've used, the Bard from Google, or some of the other chats that are out there, this is a very similar thing. However, this is embedded into our system, and as you use it, it will get trained specifically on the types of things that you're using it for. So it uses the same type of generative processing that you see with other chats as well. And the neat thing about generative bots is that they learn as they go, they create their own messaging. So it's actually a creation tool. And we'll take a look at that a little bit more. All right, so it's powered by GPT-4, which is the more advanced tool from OpenAPI, which is the company that kind of started all of this with their ChatGPT product, and also DALL-E, which is their graphic generation tool. All right, so with that, let's go in and actually take a look at the tool itself. Okay. So it is hopefully the annual gala for Clean Mississippi River is showing up on your screen right now. And this is a look inside of the.
You still have the slides up.
Oh, do I? Okay. Sorry. Let me pull this up.
There you go.
How's that? We got it? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. So this is inside the DataBank CRM tool. This is a look at our email generation tool called PowerMail. It's using a editor tool that some of you may be familiar with if you used MailChimp or Constant Contact or any number of other email tools out there. They use a tool from a company called BeFree. It's a drag and drop editor tool. So of course, we've embedded this in our system and added some functionality specific to the databank. But let's say you're in this email here and you need to make some changes to what you have going on. And so the title for this is Annual Gala for Clean Mississippi, although we've got a different banner up there. So I want to replace this banner with another image. What I'll do is go up here, and right up here you will see a little dBot icon. We'll open dBot up. Let me size this properly here and say, okay, I need a new image for this. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, you can select the size, and let's say I want a photo of the upper. All right, we'll do just something pretty generic like that. All right, so here we've got an image that was generated from that. And let's say, okay, that looks good. Let's use that one. And I want to replace this banner with this. Here, let me just resize this. There we go. So what I do is just simply download that. I come over here, click change the image. I'll upload the image that I just created and insert it there. So that's how quickly you can generate an image to plug into an email, into a blog post. Obviously, you're going to want to work with this image a little bit as far as the sizing and those types of things. But let's say, I want something a little different. Let's see, maybe I want a watercolor. Let's see what this does. No, that's Not exactly what I was looking for. Let's see, watercolor. Let's try this. So one of the things about if you've used any of these chat bots or you're thinking about using the chat bots, the key to all of these is in the prompts that you put into the chat bot. So the more specific you can become with your prompts, the better you're going to get a response. All right, so let's say we're going to use this one instead. Okay, so you get an idea of kind of how you can get this to create an image and insert the image. And now let's say we need some text to describe the event. So I'll go back up here to the dBot and I'll say, oh, write let's see, an invitation to the annual. All right. It's thinking. So I didn't put many specifics into this prompt. So it could come back with a pretty long invitation or maybe no response at all. Let's try this then. Oh, there it is. So that took a while. Yeah, and it's pretty long, right? So I mean, it's structured like a letter. So, while it did what I asked it to, it's really not what I'm looking for here. So I'm going to be a little more specific. So write a 50-word invitation to 50 work. That's not going to work. It's 50-word invitation to 50-word here. Actually, we'll do this. Email invitation to our annual all right, now let's see if we get a little more usable. So what this is doing now is it's sending this request out to the Open API GPT-4 service, which is then using a combination of both the information that it's been trained on internally, but also now reaching out to the internet to come back with your desired response. Oh, I said 500 word. I should have said 50. So it's going to be too long. But
Chris,
yes,
do you want to address, Madison has a question just kind of about copyright scenarios as far as the images that are generated?
sure, right. That's a good question about copyrights. So this is not using existing images. It is creating its own images. So I will say that there are still some questions around copyright for some of these things. I know people have been using these types of tools to write songs or, write songs in the sort of voice of a certain band or something like that. So yeah, I think there are some potential copyright issues if you're specifically trying to copy something that's already out there in the public space. I have not seen any issues around the types of things that we're talking about
Yeah,
here.
essentially, Madison, it is generating a new image, so it's not pulling some existing image and just serving it to you.
Right, right. All right, so that was too long. Let me see if, I mean, I think probably what you're seeing here is that like any new tool that's out there, it takes a while to really understand how to best use the tool. Oh, there we go. So, okay, let's say that I want to use what's here. I'll just copy it. I'll go over here to the text area and paste it in. So that's kind of how easy it is to use this. Obviously, you're going to want to, you know, change this, in some ways, but it at least gives you a start with copy for your different types of communications. And again, it's really something that the more you use it, the more you're going to understand how to ask it for the things you're looking for, and the more it's going to understand what you're looking for as well. And that's part of the generative nature of these chat functions. All right, so that's one example of how to use this dBot tool in generating some communications copy and graphics. Let's go over to another part here and say, okay, now in this one, I want to set up my registration page, and I need to do the same type of thing. So I need some copy here that's going to talk about the gala event. Again, you can go in here and, ask it to,
I need 50 words there.
50 word. Thank you. All right, let's try that. There we go. And this is pretty, again, pretty generic. But again, the more specific you can get on your prompts, the more specific the response is going to become. And this is not meant to replace, someone doing copywriting, those types of things. Is meant to be an aid to help someone who's writing these things to create some copy to begin working with. Or maybe it's more generic information, historical information you're trying to pull up and insert into a communications. It can certainly do that as well. So another area where dBot can be used because it does access the internet is you can use it for research. So in this case, let's say you're looking for some information about a particular donor, or in this case, a funder, a foundation. So you can say, okay, I want a let's see what that gets back. There we go. So let's say I want to use that information here in my record. Put it in here. All right. So now we've done a little bit of research about this foundation. And of course, you can get more specific. You can get more information on these types of things. I've used it actually for things like looking up the address of an organization or a vendor that we're working with, then it'll pull up that information for it. So you can use it in some regards, kind of like Google, within the application, but of course it'll do more for you than that. So there you go. That's a quick demonstration of the dBot. And if you have any questions about that, you can certainly ask them now, or we'd be happy to answer your questions later on. This is just a tool that we've just released into our system. It's our first use of artificial intelligence in our application. I think you're probably seeing a number of companies that are looking at ways to introduce artificial intelligence into their applications. One of the greatest benefits that I see in these tools is to create some efficiencies for your work. And having worked with nonprofits for most of my adult life, I've never been working with a nonprofit where they have lots of free time. You always have more to do than you could possibly do. One of our hopes is that this type of tool will help you do your work a little more efficiently, free you up to do some other things that might help build some additional capacity for your organization. We do have plans for additional development of this tool that we're going to be releasing in the not too distant future. There's just a lot of potential with this. One of them is being able to do what's called natural language queries. So I don't know what type of CRM you might be working with, but one of the challenges with any kind of database product is how do you pull up the information that you're most interested in? Well, these chatbots have the potential to make it very easier for you to do that by just saying, I want to see all donors from the last 12 months who gave to this certain campaign. And instead of having to type in a query or use some type of graphic thing for query, you just say that to your CRM and it'll extract the information. It's also going to be great for doing data analysis or charts or graphs. So that's something that we're looking at down the road as well. If you have any questions, we can answer them now. Otherwise, thank you for joining us. Just a quick introduction to AI and the potential it has for making your lives a little bit easier. Okay, then. Well, thanks very much, everyone. And we'll be sending out an email to you with a link to this recording. And everybody have a good rest of your day. Thank you very much.